a better day than today to wear some Nationals World Series champion stuff? I mean, can we celebrate that even louder now? Hey, what's up guys? It's Derek from the Baseball Channel coming at you again today with yet another video. And today we're talking about the 2017 Houston Astros. Major League Baseball just released their report on that season and they released their ruling, what they're going to be doing about it, and I want to talk about all of that because some of it I think is good and very appropriate and some of it I think is really inadequate. So I want to get right into this. There's a lot that I want to talk about because I have some feelings about it and I think a lot of people share similar ones, so let's get into this. Alright, so first I just want to go over all of the rulings that MLB basically gave the Astros, what punishments they decided to go through with. So the manager, A.J. Hinch, got suspended for the year. The general manager, Jeff Luhnow, got suspended for a year. The team got fined $5 million, and they lost draft picks, the first and second draft pick in the 2020 and 2021 draft. So the $5 million fine in the Major League Constitution, that's the largest fine they can possibly issue to a team. So fine, if that's the max it out. That being said, $5 million for an entire organization who profited off of winning a World Series, that is nothing. That needs to be a higher number. They should amend the Constitution to allow that to be a higher number because $5 million is pennies compared to what they profited off of winning that World Series alone. So I don't like that number, but if that's the max, that's the max. Now, those 4 draft picks, if the Astros trade them away, they don't get out of it, it's going to be punished. That's 4 major picks that they're losing. That does have a big impact, but it's 4 players and they won a World Series, and prospects don't mean talent, so I'm glad they did it, but it's only going to do so much. Now, the most controversial part is with A.J. Hinch and Jeff Luhnow. So basically, both of them got suspended for a year. Now, a lot of people are saying that there should be a lifetime ban, and I completely agreed, but then I went ahead and read the entire commissioner's report. It's, I don't know, 6 pages, 7 pages. It's a lot of writing, but I thought it was really useful information. I wanted to know exactly the scope of what was going on and what justifications they had for their decisions before I just went ahead and ripped them to shreds. Okay, so A.J. Hinch reportedly actually broke the monitor that had the signs twice and was very remorseful that he didn't forcefully stop the sign stealing. Now, I don't really know what to think about this because multiple players said had A.J. Hinch told them to stop, they would have stopped. That didn't happen. He never told them to stop doing it, so I don't really know what we're talking about here. It seems really strange. If he didn't want it, he would have stopped it. He clearly was happy to have it. He might have known it's wrong. I think he was trying to save face. I don't think he's completely innocent, but I also know he did not orchestrate it, and he wasn't a huge fan of it. So the fact that his suspension is a year and not a lifetime ban, I don't know how to feel about it, but I don't hate it. Now, Jeff Luhnow got suspended for a year, even though he possibly didn't know anything about it, just because he didn't do anything to stop it. When Major League Baseball issued a statement saying, teams using technology, you need to stop, this is wrong, Luhnow did nothing to see, oh, is my team doing this? What can I do to stop it? And he kind of just let it happen. Knowingly or not knowingly, there was enough to punish him. So again, 1 year versus a lifetime ban, I think I'm generally okay with, just because of the scope of everything, and they weren't the ones orchestrating it. Now, it just came out that the Astros fired both of them, which I think is great. Now there's a seriously solid chance that they get blackballed from baseball, and I have no problem with that. I don't think Hinch is going to get hired very quickly. That could totally change. I mean, obviously he has to sit out from today until the end of the 2020 season, but I'm not sure what his future is going to hold. Are new teams going to be willing to hire him? We'll see. Now, Luhnow, because he wasn't extremely involved, I think he'll sit out his time and then get rehired by another team because he was a very well-respected GM in building up a new team. He led a revolution in analytics. He built the Astros in 3 years from a terrible team to a World Series champion, even if it involved cheating. It was still an impressive build. Cheating or not, there was still talent, and that's undeniable. So I think another team will probably bring in Luhnow, but, you know, there's nothing to be said here or there. Now, next up, let's talk real quick about Alex Cora, because he is one of the main people that orchestrated this, and then he went to Boston, and Boston just got in trouble. So I think he could actually be in store for a lifetime ban. I think the hammer is going to come down on him. Major League Baseball decided they were going to wait for his ruling until after the Boston investigation was finished. I have no problem with that. I think that's fantastic. I think he's going to get the boot from baseball, as he should. I don't know that for sure. I'm using no hard facts to base that off of. It's more, he was more in the wrong than anyone with the Astros, so I think he'll get more than a year. And then he was a repeat offender again, doing it with the Red Sox. Not in the same exact way, but more in the relaying signs when a runner's on second. I still think it's wrong. I think he is going to get some serious punishment, and he personally, I think, will have the longest ban out of anyone. Now, next, I want to talk about the players, because Major League Baseball decided they were not going to punish players, but they were only going to punish people in management positions. Now, this I disagree with. I'm going to talk more about Carlos Beltran. I'm going to make my own video about him tomorrow, because I have a lot of feelings with that, because Major League Baseball said he was basically the main player that orchestrated this. But this was the players' idea. It benefited players. It made Jose Altuve's MVP season possible. It helped all of them. Their home and road splits were unreal. Players need to be punished. None of the players were fined. None of the players are going to be suspended. None of the players are going to receive any discipline. That is ridiculous. These guys are grown men. They are adults. They're adults. These aren't kids being led on by their coaches. They are making their own decisions. They chose to cheat. They knew it was wrong, and they did it. And now Major League Baseball is giving them a cop-out and not punishing them. Now, I appreciate it's hard to punish them because you don't know exactly what players did what. You don't know who benefited more than others. You don't know who didn't like it. But you know the core people that did use it, and you know that Carlos Beltran was one of the main people who set this up. There was a group of players with him that set it up, and I don't understand how they can go unpunished. I appreciate punishing Hinch and Luno, but I don't think they're the only two that should deserve suspensions or fines or some kind of discipline. The $5 million fine to the Astros doesn't affect the players. It affects ownership, and ownership didn't know about it. So this is just ridiculous. All right, so now let's talk about Jose Altuve's MVP season. Should this be taken away? Is this title valid? Let's look at that. So obviously in 2017, Altuve was the best hitter in baseball. He hit almost 350. But did he benefit from the cheating? Maybe some. But his away splits were much better than his home splits. He hit better on the road than he did at home. The cheating happened at home. So he was still a great hitter. I don't think his MVP should be taken. The more you look at that, okay, fine. That being said, I definitely still think a little bit differently about it. And, you know, it's still something else to consider. And if anyone benefits from this stuff, it's a problem. Okay, now I want to talk about the biggest problem here, and that is that Major League Baseball did not address the fact that the Astros won a World Series even though they cheated during the entire playoffs going up to it. They found proof of that. They know they cheated during the playoffs. Instead of having a big TV on the wall, they didn't want to get caught. So instead, they had a little laptop on a table with the same live feed. That way they could fold it up real quick. No big deal. Nobody knows. This is a problem. In that 2017 series, when they played the Yankees in the ALCS, guess what? They won every game at home, lost every game on the road. I'm sorry, Yankees fans. No one ever feels bad for you. But right now, everyone should. How about the Dodgers? They lost the World Series to them. You want to know what the Astros hit like on the road versus at home? For so many players, there were hundreds of points of difference in all of the major slash lines. The discrepancy in Jose Altuve's OPS between home and road was over 1,000 points. A full 1.00 OPS difference from home and road. This is outrageous. Let's talk about Brian McCann. At home, he hit .037 in the playoffs. On the road, he hit .300. Carlos Correa had outrageous splits. Alex Bregman had outrageous splits. This is just so ridiculous to me. These guys had such an advantage cheating during the World Series. All of their hitting numbers show it. Obviously, this may not be the only reason. It can be a coincidence. So what? These guys cheated and they won the World Series, and the punishment does not make up for the fact that they won a World Series. Let's put it this way. If you owned a team, if you were a GM, something like that, would you make the trade? A World Series title or $5 million, 4 draft picks, and 2 people lose a year of eligibility? They get suspended for a year. For a World Series? Are you kidding me? This is just not a fair deal. The punishment does not fit the crime. 4 draft picks does not equal another World Series. 1 year without a GM or coach does not equal a World Series. $5 million compared to a World Series? Do you know what the playoff shares are? The benefits for the team? How much of a World Series bonus each player gets? This is outrageous. No one is actually paying the price for this World Series. And you can't just give it to the Dodgers. You can't just give it to the Yankees. I know I've seen plenty of people talk about that. You can't just do that. But you need to strip it away from the Astros. Look at Louisville basketball. They cheated. They had recruiting violations. The title got stripped from them. The Astros cheated. It helped them win the World Series. It needs to be stripped. That's my opinion on this. I think MLB did a lot. They did a lot of good things, but they also left a lot of stones unturned. The players need to be punished. The World Series needs to be taken. That's my opinion. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know what you guys think down below. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and play ball. This is the Baseball Channel.